Welcome back, dear viewers, with our second guest of the evening right now, Mr. Nawaf Almahdi, English teacher and culture analyst. Mr. Nawaf, good evening and welcome back to Hala Kuwait. It's really a pleasure to have you tonight with us.
Mohammed, it's really nice to be back in the studio.
It's really a pleasure. So let's talk more about the techniques this time, not about the teaching techniques, not about the teacher's techniques. It's about how to study, especially when it comes to new students and they face a lot of challenges when it comes to studying to exams. So when it comes to the first semester exams, tell us more about the techniques you recommend to our dear students.
Of course. So with my experience in teaching 10th grade students, they always come to school and transitioning to a new field, like a new level, and there's no user manual for them to navigate through the 10th grade. So I'm here to demystify it. So one of the ways they can do is that there are many academic institutes in Kuwait that can really help them prepare ahead of time during summer holidays.
Great.
Yeah, like especially in August, and then they can go ahead and begin the new year fully confident and know where to start.
With the tempting technology, and it's really attractive for students to spend their times on technology, let's say smartphones, tablets, video games sometimes, how they can resist that and do or create an effective study schedule, and how far in advancement, also in advance, should they start preparing? Because it's confusing to students. Of course, some students, they come to you and say, oh, I studied yesterday, I studied last night, I studied 2 hours before the exam, and it can be effective sometimes as far as we know, Mr. Nawaf. So what do you think about this?
Absolutely. Now here's the thing with iPhones and Androids. Now they're known as smartphones because they have to make our lives smarter and easier, not outsmarting us. You get what I mean by outsmarting us? Now here's the thing. Now there are actually functions on the iPhone that I use while I'm researching or studying for anything or just reading, where it's called focus mode. It can be found on the iPhone, and it has even more than one function. There's like function for studying, for driving, for sleeping, and even one for reading as well. I very much recommend it. I'm not sure if Android has the same function, but I always find the classic turning off your phone for just 30 minutes and putting it in a drawer and leaving it alone.
Well, go charge it, let's say.
Or just charge it, yeah. But I finding turning it off really, really useful. But of course, tell your family group that you're going to be absent for this duration of time before returning to your phone. I promise you it does work.
You reminded me of once upon a time when I was in high school, one of my dear friends, he mentioned to me one of his secrets to get, mashallah, higher grades and high grades at high school. He told me he likes to study, then he say what he memorized to his brother, his siblings, or any of us, his colleagues. He said like when he revises it with others, he memorizes it more and it can apply well on the exams. A lot of methods we can talk about, but what role does active learning play when it comes to strategies like summarizing and self-quizzing, and also when it comes to retention? What works best based on your opinion?
Thank you for bringing that point. Yeah, when it comes to active learning, one of the strategies I teach my students, now I teach language arts, English language arts basically. So one of the ways I tell them is that don't memorize. Try your best to understand it and then act it out. Now, I'll be honest with you, I'm a very theatrical person. I like theater, I like music, and adding tune when I'm studying. So what I do is that when I take, for example, I'll be like, for example, studying history. I would act it out by reading the dialogue like I'm in a TED Talk, or acting out like acting on stage, like reading it like if it's a manuscript for a well-known play written by Shakespeare. When I do this, it helps me to memorize, because with theatrics and body movement, it can actually help you retain that information. But every person has a different way of learning. That's how it is.
Well, that's really great. And also, we're still on managing, or let's say time management or task management. Most of people, they always mention time management, but let's talk more about task management.
Yeah.
Of course, when we were students at school, we had our favorite teachers and our favorite subjects and favorite classes. So how can students manage their time between different subjects in varying when it comes to the level of difficulty?
Of course. Now, I'll be honest with you, I know how to manage my own time as a teacher, but also as a learner. And even not everyone has a good time managing their time, but one of the ways I try to do it and tell my students is focus on the technical subjects, you know, like math, science, and all that. And if you find a hard time focusing, I really, really recommend going to an institute, a much qualified and a good quality institute, to, you know, revise with them and study. And keep the easy subjects on the side. You know, you can just quickly revise them and you know, memorize and revise them and understand it quickly, because when you just finish the big tasks first, it will be easier for you to manage the smaller, manageable tasks.
Definitely. Yeah. We would like to thank you, Nawaf, for being this evening with us on Hala Kuwait. Such a valuable information you shared with us. And also, let's take advantage of this moment and wish together the best of luck for our dear students, especially at the end of the semester. Exams are coming, the final exams. Thank you so much again, and we wish you also the best of luck with the future endeavors.
Thank you, Mohammed. That's very kind of you.
Thank you. The viewers, we just had with us Mr. Nawaf Almahdi, English teacher and culture analyst. Let's go now and take a break and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.